Hi, my name is Leah Marville, and on paper, I've achieved many things that one would think should equate to success and happiness. But what if I told you that for many years, behind the facade of my life, I was carrying a deep pain? Life for sure will give you lemons, but we can always make lemonade. And I know we don't exactly know how to achieve that. We aren't taught how to navigate life's toughest moments. But I do believe our lemons turn out to be our greatest lessons and the guide to our purpose here on earth. This show is about sharing the profound stories of others who've turned their lemons to lemonade, and about how you can navigate your own struggles by understanding how others have navigated theirs. As I continue to search for my own truth, I will share the incredible stories of the people that cross my path, with the hope that you find inspiration, courage, and peace along your own journey to make the best lemonade your life has to offer. This is Life and Lemonade.
And the Redbull Freestyle World DJ Champion of 2016 from DJ Puffy! You know who it is, DJ Puffy! I didn't make history tonight, you did.
As Jazzy said in the beginning of the whole thing, like, these are moments that people would love to experience, and I just wanted to enjoy being up there. I really didn't focus on winning at all. I just wanted to have fun.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Life and Lemonade. Today's guest is one of Barbados' finest, DJ Puffy, who Andre DJ Puffy.
Paris.
So Andre is an international DJ, and he holds the coveted title of Redbull Freestyle World Champion 2016, which makes you like one of the most skillful DJs of your era.
Basically.
That's what his bio says, right?
Yeah,
so that's correct.
that's
so
accurate.
If y'all don't know, you gotta find out.
I count 6 shots.
But it also, I think you hold the record as well for being the most streamed champion.
Really?
Yeah, I was
I
told
didn't know
this.
that.
Yeah,
Like,
so he's now learning this. But
Yeah,
he
I
holds the
know.
record for being the most streamed champion. You were the first Caribbean, first Bajan, and also the first Black
Yep.
person
Yep.
to win the
Word.
title,
Yeah.
which is major. And so 2016, this happens, and his life has changed forever. And as glamorous as his life has been in the last 3 years, it hasn't always been that way. And I think his story is really interesting. Your courage, your work ethic, your determination is what really got him to the world stage. And I think that's why he is a perfect guest for Life and Lemonade.
Lemonade.
Yeah. And I mean, he's worked with some of the like top people, celebrities,
A lot
like
of people.
the Rihannas and the Amber Roses and the Swiss Beats and the I see Crystal Roxy.
Crystal Rocks. It's like another
EDM,
DJ.
yeah, and Andy Norman,
Walshy
which is
Fire
like,
from Major Lazer.
yeah.
And it goes on.
Congratulations.
And on. Thank you.
So thank you for being here. Welcome to our set. When you hear an introduction like that about yourself, like, what does it feel like? Do you feel impressed? Is it still surreal? Is it like where does it put you?
I feel like just now you said certain things and I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. Or, oh, word? Oh yeah, like, that's true. I feel like I don't really think about it too much. I try not to attach these titles to myself.
Right.
Because I have a fear of these things attaching themselves to what we would call ego.
Right. Okay.
You know, and I feel like that will change me
Okay.
as a person, and I don't want be
So you
changed
don't,
like that.
you
I don't
essentially
want
you
to
don't
be
want
affected.
fame to...
Yeah, I don't want to be affected by fame or ego
Right.
or anything like that. Like, yeah, ego can be, it could be kind of misinterpreted or swapped with people's requirements or perception or how
Right.
they want things done.
Right.
But I try not to attach these things to.
So don't you think that you can acknowledge your accomplishments
Absolutely.
without...
I'm
Okay.
like, yeah,
Congratulations.
you know, for sure, but
Like, I mean, I'm happy for you. Like,
Mafia
you
will
know.
be vexed at me because I'm always like, when we do something, it's like, all right, yeah, that was
Yeah.
cool. What's the next thing? Like, and he's be like, but dog, you didn't even acknowledge, you didn't even take time to celebrate.
I think he's
It's
right.
like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
But what's the next thing?
So did you ever think, you know, that this would be you? Like, did you ever think, foresee that you would be working with somebody like Swiss Beats, for example?
Nah. I mean, it was an idea and it was a good idea and it was
Right.
great to acknowledge in your imagination.
Right.
But absolutely not. When I was at school or when I just started playing in clubs here,
You never
Nah.
thought.
nah, it
That's
was
insane,
just,
yo.
all right, yeah, this is the position that we in. All right, let's make the most out of it. You know?
Do you ever stop and say, like, in the moment when something like that happens, do you acknowledge it? A, do you give thanks for it? B, how, like, what, or do you just move through, work ethic, get it done, and then come out?
Yeah. I feel like to kind of go back to the last question, like I've had goals or I've seen places that I know that I would be able to do like well or in or environment. So like for example, I would look at or we would go to like a marquee in New York and I would be like, I know I could play here and I would kill it. You know? But it wasn't like a situation where I was like, I'm destined to do this, or
Right.
like that's where I'm going.
Right.
I would just be acknowledged, like, yeah, I know I could. If I was here, I know I would kill it. What's the next question again?
No, it's asking you if any moment, like when you meet like a Swiss Beats and you're
Oh.
working with somebody like that, like,
Nah, it's always task at hand.
Task
like,
at hand.
It's like, all right, yeah, let's mash up the place, kill the
Right.
gig, and then we deal with the networking after, or
Right.
we deal with everything after. But you're here, like for me, like, you're here for a reason. They booked you for a reason. This is your job. Get the job over with, and then
Right.
deal with the fluff after.
right. Okay, so I want to go back a little bit. I want to set the stage for who is Andre. So on this show, we talk a lot about what your accolades are, yes, and that's great, and what your next thing is. And but I like to get into the mind and the soul of the person, because I think that that's how you're able to do the things that you do, right? So let's set the scene a little bit. You're born in Barbados, born and raised. Which part are you from?
Christchurch.
So you're from Christchurch. Okay. What, like?
Like my mom, my first house was in Maxwell,
Okay.
a place called Blackman Avenue.
Blackman Avenue.
Yeah, 1-bedroom apartment. Was it even an apartment? It was a room.
Yeah.
Kitchen. What do you call them places?
Like a
that's
studio.
Basically a
Yeah.
studio. Bed was in the same room as the kitchen. Bath. The only separate room we had was the bathroom.
Ah,
Just me and my mom.
Mama Puff.
Yeah.
So if anybody that follows Puffy on Instagram knows Mama Puff.
Yeah.
So you were born to her. Do you know how old she was when you?
30.
Okay. And what was life like? Like, what was your childhood?
It was cool. I didn't have a bad childhood. You know what I mean? My mom tried to make the best out of what she was doing, and it was pretty.
And she was an
okay.
entertainer.
Yeah. She
It's like
was a
made the
singer,
best
yeah.
out of what she was doing.
Yeah, she was.
But
a
she was
singer.
like touring and.
Yeah. She was touring. She won a few tourism awards.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the band at the time I think was called Caribbean Sunshine. But yeah, she did pretty well.
So do you feel like you grew up around music?
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
100%. My dad played guitar, and he was always into jazz and
Okay.
funk and them kind of thing, soul, and Earth, Wind and Fire was injected in me at an early age.
Oh,
so,
wow.
yeah.
Cool. So you grew up with your mom, you have your brothers and sisters, and then you go to secondary school. And so for anybody that doesn't know, Puffy you went to Comamere,
Correct.
right? And for my non-Barbadian
Guns
people,
gonna start blazing now.
Comamere is a high school, the equivalent to a high school. I went to Queen's College, and for anybody who did not go to Comamere, we generally do not like Comamerians.
They hate
like
us.
Comamerians are the most egotistical students of the high school population.
Yeah.
Like we would have this inter-school sports where all schools come together to
The high
compete
schools
against
compete
each other.
in sports, yeah.
And the chant would literally be anybody but Comamere. So this is who we're talking to right now.
Yeah.
So I feel like you have a Comamere vibe though.
I definitely do. I
like
mean,
100%.
I'm not gonna not acknowledge my DNA.
Like your DNA.
You know
Excuse
what I mean?
me. Like,
But yeah.
so
you're right.
what did Comamere, how did Comamere position you?
Comamere put me through a lot of paces, man. Like, I went from nerdy sports guy to annoying class clown, delinquent, back to nerdy sports guy, to really social, kind of reformed and understanding, and a little more mature teenager when it came to my last years. And it was funny because I was school captain.
Head boy.
Head boy.
Right. Which means he's like the leader of the school
Student
population,
body, yeah.
which is like he's the face of
Of the student body.
So
basically.
essentially you put the best type of student as head boy. So if you give
Best
trouble,
type of student.
Yes.
You know, so that's what I was getting into. Because when the interviews came up, even my friends was like, yeah, Puffy, just go in there and spend your 5 minutes and come out. Because you know you ain't getting shit. I remember, shout out to Shay Warner. I remember Shay Warner telling me something along the lines of, big man, you know so-and-so can get anyhow, so I ain't even know you wasting your time going in there. And I was like, I just want to see how it is, you know what I mean? And I was most delinquent out of the bunch who were selected to be interviewed. I know there were people in there who didn't, or there was a person or two in there who didn't, you know, because I mean, obviously the majority will have to have the say.
right?
But I know there was somebody in there who was like, nah, we're not. This guy's not. He's not capable. Just based on his track record, like, or grades alone. You know what I mean? Like, but I feel like my understanding of what that position was allowed me to be so successful in that position.
Right.
Whereas, like, okay, you're basically bridging the gap between teachers and the student body. So you have to have both understandings, and your mind has to be open enough to understand where the adults are coming from, where the teachers are coming from, where the principal, deputy principal, all these people are coming from.
Right.
And you still have to be able to relay the opinions and the wants and the needs of your students to these people, and you have to take their language and convert it into their language.
Right. Well, I feel
and
like
take their language and convert it into their language.
And you see, so that's why you were the head boy, because I don't know that anybody breaks it down like that at that point in your life. Like for me, I was a prefect, but in my mind I was like, oh my God, now I have a class. Like that's what that means.
Like, I've seen
Like
a lot
I have
of
to
prefects.
take care of a class.
Yeah, but I've seen a lot of prefects be like, "Oh, I'm the boss, so you do what I do now." You know what I mean? When really and truly, last year, you weren't thinking like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like last year, you were a nobody,
Right.
and nobody wasn't looking at you like, "Oh, I feel like you could tell me what to do," or
Right.
nobody was like, "Yo, I want your opinion on this," or "I want you to guide me."
Right.
So like, you can't have that mentality as a prefect or as a school captain or as whatever senior, whatever it is they had back in the day. I don't know.
But I think you had like inherent leadership in you, maybe that you did not see. Even just listening to you now, because I was like, nowhere was my mind like, I was like, I need to translate the opinions of, no. I was like, first of all, I never went to my class. Not one day.
Roughness.
I had a third form and they never saw me.
Yeah.
I mean, I apologize, but this is what I'm saying. So how does a school captain go from being like, this is the representation of the school body, we're here to relay the opinions of, to a DJ? Because this is
So
like,
that was big conflict too.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that was one of the main things because I remember, I can't remember if I was asked this by a teacher or in my interview, or if it was a thought that I had or a conversation I had with someone. I can't remember, but I remember one of the main questions being, so how you gonna play out on Tuesday night and then be at school early every Wednesday morning to lead assembly? And I remember just saying, and this is how I've gone about life. Just, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? And you're not gonna be in this position if you weren't capable of being in this position.
so tell me how that started. Like, how did you actually get into being a DJ?
I did it on the side, like, not on the side, but I did it as a hobby. When I was in my early or mid-teens, I guess. Like
So how do you
16.
even know that that's what you wanted to do?
I didn't know. I was just doing it for fun. I had a laptop with a program on it, and I liked to play music. And I pirated a shitload of music. And I was always up on the latest
Right.
rap that was out. And I always loved music, catching the Van home,
Right.
listening to Versi and Donne and Peter and everybody, John Doe, everybody. Yeah, I was always up on it, and I found a way to be able to have my little hobby playing on internet radio for my friends.
Right.
And then that turned into doing house parties, you know,
Right.
like at high school,
Yeah.
second high school, everybody would have like a
House party,
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
So I started doing that. I was the DJ for that, and then that turned into I made a lot of friends. So from other schools, so that turned into me being hired to play at, you know, fundraisers. Used to have them, like the not movie bashes, but was them things you used to have in the hall. Like schools will have fetes, basically.
Yeah,
There used to be
I'm
like
not that person.
after parties for like a pageant or, you know, like.
Yeah.
So I started to like do them small things.
Yeah.
And then that allowed me to meet more people, and then
Right.
it was working in marketing or working closely with Youth Explosion,
Right.
a crop over band, a youth band. Then I was.
So all of this was happening while you were at secondary school? Wow. Why? Why do you think like you needed? I mean, why were you so?
And I was just I used to do everything. I just
Right.
felt I was very extracurricular.
Right.
So, key club, hockey,
Right.
cricket, tennis, athletics, track club. So yeah.
I remember I met you when you were 17. This will show my age.
Word.
This is, I met you when you were 17. This is the year that I was Miss Barbados. So this was like literally 10 years ago. And it was my first encounter with a DJ that was not an older man. Because typically in Barbados, at the time, to my knowledge,
Right.
I knew of like, you know, Bubbles and
Right.
you know, Peter Coppin and those guys, but it was the first time I was meeting a young DJ, and I met you through.
Who didn't drink, didn't smoke, didn't do anything.
Well, you were very like
Yeah.
school captain. Like you were very well put together, and I found it very interesting. I think I met you through Future,
Right.
and you were playing at
Shipping.
Shipping at the time.
Correct.
So in my mind, that's where the start of your DJ
That's where
journey.
it started to get.
Yeah.
You know, that's where the
And
gear started to turn.
I was impressed because I felt like, okay, this is a 17-year-old boy who knows he wants to be a DJ, as opposed to like you were just trying something. It felt like you kind of knew.
I mean, I'm very like anal with my hobbies. So like if I'm doing something, I'm 100% doing it. And I'm gonna spend the money, like even down to PlayStation. Like I spent $40 yesterday on FIFA points trying to get my team better. But yeah, like I'm very anal with my hobbies. Like,
did you have a career goal at that time, or was it?
Yeah. I wanted to work in IT as a software engineer. I was doing programming, and I wanted to play tennis as well. So yeah.
Interesting.
Very science.
So how did we
comp
get
science, environmental science at school.
So take us from shipping to close the gap for us from shipping to
something.
to shipping to something.
From shipping to something. Shipping gigs turned into taboo and shipping. And then Matthew started doing the 21 and up type of thing. So that's when like I started getting introduced to like older crowds. Taboo gigs turned into slam radio. Bubba and Smooth were there. I was playing, and Simply heard me playing, but he was like, "Yo, who's this guy?" Next 2 days, I had a phone call. "Yo, Puffy, the Scratch Master from Slam. Can you submit a demo?" And I was like, "The fuck? Who? What?" All right, cool. I did it. Sent in the demo. Boom. That turned into 6 days a week on radio.
Wow.
And I did that for 6 years.
You're blazing through this, but
Yeah.
I kind of lived through this progression, and I remember you went from like this little 17-year-old kid in my mind to, and you're not that much younger than me, but like to like blazing the radio at midnight on Slam.
Yeah.
So like the radio being hype because Slam was new, and then
Radio was the shit.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And good radio was the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point, you know, like a lot is happening. You're going from strength to strength. You're on radio now. You're going from just being from school to a personality of sorts. Who was Andre at this point? Who would you say you were?
That's a good question, boy. At that point, I feel like I was just enjoying the ride, man. Like, and a lot of things were happening in my life too, where, like, I took up certain responsibilities personally, and
Like what?
just like taking charge of my household financially. So that was what I was going through, and kind of, yeah, I was having fun, but I was making money. And I was in a position to contribute. All right, cool. I'm growing into a man now. This is our situation. This is what, I can make our lives better by doing this. Okay, I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna contribute. Okay, cool. This is what you do with money? Okay. This is how money works? Or this is how I think money works? Okay. Let me try this. I can make more money by doing this? Okay, let me do this. I can contribute more and make a better life for my brothers and my... Okay. And that's when... That was my thought process. And it moved kind of... Yeah, I was having fun while I was doing it, but then like, the adulting...
This was your purpose.
The adulting part started to kind of move in.
How do we get into applying for Redbull?
Um,
Because I mean, I don't know anything about that.
it was 3-star was something that I started following, just on the internet. I mean, you're into DJing, you're into anything. You go Google, YouTube,
Right.
all that. So I found it and I started to follow the competition. And then I met I'll call him a 3-styler, but a DJ called Trey's. He was here on vacation, and he was here with his wife.
Right.
And he reached out to me on Twitter, and he was like, "Yo, I'm in Barbados. I see, you know, you're a DJ here too. Is there anything cool that you think we should do?" And I'm like, "Oh, yo, Trey's, what's going on? Well, I don't know. What are you guys doing? I'll meet y'all somewhere, and maybe I could take you on the road." So that's what I did. I went down to, I think they were down Hilton at the time. Went down there, met them there. I took him to the station. He hung out with me for my whole shift.
Wow.
And then we went around to some other places, but he looked at me and he was like, this is what really got me into considering to enter. He was like, "Yo, you know, you're pretty good. You should enter 3-star." And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. I went back to doing my thing. But that was always like a thought in my head. Like, I started to follow the competition a little closer as a result of him telling me that, because if here's somebody, I look at their videos and I look at what they're doing, I look up to them and I'm like, yo, this guy's amazing. Like, how did he think of that? Da, 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 da. And then he's telling me that I'm capable of doing this. All right, cool. And then I think
That is crazy though, that sequence of events.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and then the year came where they kind of changed the rules, because the rules didn't really facilitate people from our territory kind of entering. There was no like structure or structural opening
Right.
for people from our region to kind of be in like that. So they changed the rules where they allowed 3 wild cards, one from three from 3 different regions, to submit a 5-minute video, and they would choose the best 3 out of all the submissions, one from each region, and send them straight to the final. So I was like, well, what the heck? I mean, I got a couple cool ideas. Let me see. Throw together 5 minutes. I did
Throw
that.
it together 5 minutes.
Literally threw it together. I had cool ideas. I practiced it over and over again.
Right. Did you feel like you had everything you needed for this competition? Like so how did you prepare?
I mean, like any other competition, you look at the criteria.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and this is what I preach to this day, like in my workshops, etc., etc. Like, look at the criteria. Look at where your points are coming from. Okay, cool. Track selection, originality, skills. You know, well, crowd response is not considered in the video, but things like that. And just play to your criteria. Focus on your criteria. You know what I mean? I knew that being from the Caribbean, I would have been original.
Right.
My track selection was gonna be different. Because of where I'm from. So once I stay true to that and have fun and play songs I like and be true to myself, it should swing the right way. I wasn't as skillful as I am now, so I definitely focused a lot on that and trying to like.
So you're self-taught then?
Yeah.
You've never gone to school. You've never.
I've studied a lot of people.
Right.
And I got a hell of a lot of advice.
Right.
Word to Scratch Master, word to Fuzz.
Right.
Word to everybody on Slam. But yeah, pretty much up until I submitted the video, it kind of went viral.
Right.
And then I was called and contacted by Kenny McIntyre, and he was like, "Yo, you're in." And I'm like, "All right, cool. Life gets serious now."
So you're a wild card in this competition now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm like, "All right, cool. Life gets serious now. Like, we go figure something out." It took 2 weeks. In September, the competition was in December. I went to New York, and every day I went to Scratch DJ Academy, which is a DJ school.
Okay.
I met the CEO of the academy here. Actually, he was on vacation here.
Well, like I need to move back home and just leave.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so we spoke. I invited him to the station as well. He came through. That he was like, "Yo, anytime you want to come through, just come through." And then it just happened that I ended up being in 3 Style, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm in New York. Can I come use your space for 2 weeks?" He was like, "Yeah, just come whenever." So I did that from the time they opened to the time they closed for 2 weeks. Practice day in, day out, all day, every day.
I heard you're pretty anal
Very obsessive.
about these things.
My practice, my craft. Up to last night, I was
I
practicing.
know. I asked you what you did yesterday. You were like, "Oh, nothing except practice." I was like, "Practice is not nothing."
Yeah, well, I mean, it's fun
no,
for
I
me. You
hear
know what I
you.
mean? Like, I like to know that I can do something that I was good at better, and I like to know that I can do something that I was never able to do before.
Well, they say they say a successful person is one who never stops learning.
Right.
And
Correct.
so
Correct.
I think you're well on your way for that. So you're a wild card. You in this competition, and did you like at all think that you were gonna win?
Nah.
Did you go there to win?
Nah.
So you were just having fun.
It wasn't having fun per se, but it was. I mean, yeah, like you will tailor your 15 because you have to do 15-minute sets. So I will tailor my 15-minute set to try to score the most points that I possibly can. But. And I mean, I'm very competitive too, so I'm not gonna just show up and be like, well, I don't plan to win, so I'm not gonna give it to 100%. You could try to go all out. But for me, like entering the competition was, my mind was, all right, I get to be placed in the same environment as 23 of the top DJs in the world, plus every DJ's favorite DJ, which would be the judges and the people associated with the competition. So that year it was DJ Jazzy Jeff, Craze, DJ Newmark, Mixmaster Mike, and who's the other judge? I know 4 of these people were there. I can't remember who's the other person. Sorry if there was another person. Sorry.
But 5 was
all
like
love. It was either 4 or 5. And even like the past champs, these were all people that I looked up to on DJs, like my favorite DJs. Like one of my favorite DJs, 4 Colors Up. One of the most creative people that you could meet. Like just not only in turntables, but just like visually as well. Like he creates graphics and stuff, like, and I look up to him in that aspect as well. But like Zach, SK, Headspin, like all these people that have won the competition before, it's like they're there too. So it's like, okay, if I could just,
my opportunity.
Yeah, I get 5-10 days to pick these people's brains and learn as much as I can and try to evolve to the next Puffy. You know, whatever that was. You know, so yeah, that was my mindset. I just wanted to go there for the potential growth that I was exposing myself to. So yeah.
And then you win the shit.
Yeah.
I remember
Pretty
that
good
moment.
2 days in the office. If you ask me.
It was 2 days that you were in Chile, right?
No, it was. I mean, it was two performances that I had. So
this is in Chile.
Yeah.
World stage.
Santiago.
And you.
Big Coliseum.
Yeah.
Thousands of people.
And I see you stand on the stage and like, you're down to the 2. It was down to 2 people.
Nah, I think they invited everybody up on stage. So they called out. They called third. Was it third? Or I think it was third, second. Yeah, they called third, second, and the winner.
So in that moment, you were like, wait, this could be me, boy. Like, almost. Still.
I was like, I was nervous to hear the things, but I was like, okay, well, I didn't come third. So, I mean, I know there was somebody, I know there were at least 2 people that had a better set than I did.
Right.
In my head. So I was like, all right, yeah, it was a good one. Like, we did it. Cool. I was here. It was a good luck. But I didn't consider that I won. Yeah. Which is why I had the reaction I had.
Whereas, like, if you see the video, like, they call his name and, like,
I literally
falls to his knees.
I literally was like, nah, you're fucking kidding me.
Listen, that is poor raising. Like, I remember watching it online. I can't remember which country it was in. And I was like, wow.
Yeah. Like I
Wow.
only started to believe, or it only started to register when I like woke up the next day. Like all in the interviews, like afterward, like I remember holding the trophy and looking at Kenny and Numar and being like, holy shit, I won. And Nu was like, yeah, you did, bro. Yeah, cool, congrats. And like cameras all in my face after winning and just being like, all right, how do I answer this? What do I say? Like, huh? Because even in that moment afterward, it was just like, whoa, I didn't register that happened.
So you went from basically like Caribbean-based stuff to life completely
Yeah,
changing.
yeah, 100%. The offers that we started to get, like just the territories, and like just the types of gigs too. Like, you know, it's no more soca dancehall gigs. It's like, you play an EDM set here, you play a hip hop set here, you play an open format set. I mean, Three Styles is a very open format competition. It's a party rocking competition, so they want you to do that in their club.
So
know,
this is
in
literally
Europe. And you know, Daijiro from Diamond Edge reached out to us from Asia and was like, "Yo, we think we can set up some gigs for you in Asia." Da 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 da. We got some interest here. Da da da. And then a lot of stuff started happening.
It's like Puffy to the world.
Yep.
Literally.
Yep.
So what's the most exotic place that you've been to now? 3 years in.
The most exotic.
Like you would never believe, like, oh my God, I am going there. There's a
I
place on
mean,
the
like
map.
anywhere in Asia is exotic to us, you know. So it's like my last gig was in Bali, and I mean, I've been to Bali like 4 or 5 times. Like, and a lot of people can't say that.
I know.
You know what I
It's
mean?
like,
So
yeah.
give thanks for that. Still,
Yeah.
like, so I mean, Jakarta, Indonesia as well. Been to Jakarta 5 times, twice this year. Like, well, last year.
And then
Tokyo. Everywhere in Europe too, Austria, France, Germany, Czech Republic. Yeah, I mean,
Nigeria.
we did Nigeria last
Wow.
year, Tanzania, shout out to Sniper.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. In 3 years,
Yeah.
you've been around.
According to American Airlines, last year we've been around the world 5.5 times.
Wow.
Yeah,
So your miles are like popping.
kinda,
Yeah. And do you think DJ Puffy is different from Andre Paris?
100%. Puffy is a manufactured version of Andre. You know, where you take, I mean, to manufacture something, you're taking something from its raw form and putting
Right.
it, making it into a product. You know what I
Alter it,
mean?
yeah.
So, I feel like I will always be Andre in here, and here is more Andre. I mean, yes, sometimes like you gotta watch what you say,
Yeah.
because social media is crazy. But like, I feel like here, especially knowing interviews, especially like I'm more Andre than I am Puffy.
Yeah. And
If
you
it's a
feel
radio interview and we're selling something,
Puffy comes out.
yeah, Puffy more comes out.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm now in that position personally where I'm very comfortable to be, and I'm very vulnerable as well, and I'm okay with being vulnerable, not only in personal interactions but also here.
Yeah. Yeah. Authentic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm cool with that now.
Okay. So the last 3 years of your life has been like a lot,
Yeah.
right? Like a little movie, if you would say, right? If you had to put a name to it, what would it be? To this movie of like the last 3 years.
The fucking Matrix, though. The
That's
Matrix, fam. No lie. That's so interesting. Because I think I backtracked through like all my favorite movies. And The Matrix is not one of my like top 5 movies. I ain't gonna lie, but that I feel like that's what it is. Whereas like now, or like in this journey that we've been experiencing, is like some of my biggest conflicts or some of my biggest teachers was differentiating what was real from what wasn't real. From learning from all your mishaps or taking the L as a lesson and not a loss. Understanding humans a lot more and kind of developing the mindset where it's like, okay, everybody does what they do for a reason, and you can't. I hold grudges, but I've taken it upon myself, especially in the last year and a half, to understand why people do things.
Oh yeah, and that's so important.
And not just wallow in what it did to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you hurt me, but why did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you helped me, but why did you help me?
Yeah.
Was it because you wanted something in return?
Right.
Was it because there was a genuine bond and we can both uplift each other? Why do we become friends? You know what I mean? Like, did it just happen? Was it supposed to happen? Was I supposed to have this impact on your life? Were you supposed to have this impact on mine? Like,
so you're like literally slowing life down, or you're
100%.
like,
Matrix.
what? Yeah.
100%. The Matrix. And it's crazy that I was able to draw that reference so quickly.
I'm glad that you have me say no here for like 5 minutes.
But I feel like there's an epiphany right now. Like, Jesus Christ.
No, that's cool. That is really dope.
100% The Matrix.
I like that. So I was gonna ask you actually, having
Finding
DJed,
your oracle. Like, sorry.
and you're still on that path.
Yeah.
Of finding your oracle.
Yeah. Go ask the question. Sorry.
So yeah, I wanted to ask you, having played, I have 2 questions for you in this moment, but having played for so many people around the world, what is the one thing as a DJ, being in command of music, which is a language, what has that taught you about a thread across all people? Do you feel like there is a thread across all people, having played for? That kind of makes people more similar than they are different?
A lot of people are looking or are seeking 2 things. And one is a cliche answer, one is not. The cliche answer is a lot of us want to escape reality. And being in the position that you are as a DJ, you're in control of that. You're basically putting people into the Matrix, but it's your program. You know, you've coded
You take them
this
up and
program,
you take
and this. Yeah, you live this life, but this is what you want. You want pop bottles and you want to feel like you're rich. I'm gonna make you feel like that. You know, you want to dance all night long and you want to feel like you're as good as Usher or Tiana Taylor on the dance floor. I'm gonna make you feel like that. You know, you want to be singled out as that person who's the leader in the life of your circle and the party. I'm gonna make you feel like that. But you're only these people are all only this for
a moment,
a couple hours, you know, and that's something that a lot of good DJs understand.
So what's the second thing?
The second thing is a lot of people seek or they want to be led. You know, a lot of people are very susceptible to a strong commanding energy. You know, and this is why like people when you go to a party and there's a good MC, you find yourself pick up something wrong, fucking up somebody's venue, like, and You look back at it the next day and you're like, holy shit, why did I do that? Like,
Yeah.
or you got a charge, you know, or a particular song, you listen into a song in your car and you end up driving fast. Like, people want to be led. People want to be encouraged to do shit. People want to be inspired. People want to be motivated. They want to, you know, I don't want it to come over as a negative or a derogative term, but a lot of human beings are sheep. You know?
Yeah.
I'm a sheep sometimes too.
We all are
We all are.
in some
That's
way or
the
the
reality
other.
of it. You know what I mean?
It's the matrix.
And it's,
We
it's
live
the
it.
matrix.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's interesting. So now that you know that, does that impact anything for you? The way you do your business? The way you execute?
Yeah, it does, but I try not to let it consume me, and I feel like using verse to hand and putting myself in their shoes as well creates a fair exchange.
Right.
So like something as like breaking it down to a science or whatever you want to call it, something as simple as just reading the crowd. You know what I mean? It's not every day where people want to be commanded in this way. So it's like, okay, you might have an idea to play X song and go down this route, but really and truly they don't want that. So you have to then bring yourself down here, and you're not just the shepherd, but you still have to understand, and it like goes back to bridging the gap between the student body and the students, and it's the same thing. Like it's all connected. Like you
It's communication both ways.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. You have to bring yourself down here to understand what they want.
I've
and to
actually
give
never
them-
thought of it like that.
Yeah, and to give them what they want.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. So what's the most profound thing that has happened to you in this last period of time? Like the one moment where you're like, wow, this is, and I'm sure you've had many, but if you could single out like one or two where you're like, this is my life.
I was asked to do a workshop in Singapore. And it was my first workshop that I was like they were like,
The face of it, yeah.
Puffy's coming, sign up, da 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 da. And I was like, I mean, I think that day I kind of like landed that day or something like that, and I was traveling before. Like, it was during my Asia tour last year, and just before the workshop, they looked at me and they were like, "This is the most overwhelming response that we've gotten for a workshop period." Like,
Wow. Wow.
and I was like, "What do you mean?" Like, 30 people in the room, like, whatever. People, I mean, I took it seriously, and I literally wrote pages and pages of notes to be able to present
Right.
well. But when I got there and I saw, like, they literally ran out of chairs. Like, the room was full. It was hot.
In Singapore.
Like, in Singapore.
Wow.
All these DJs, all these people who aren't DJs, like, they are significant others, like people that just randomly saw me on YouTube, like, and to see that room full, and then to stay there for like an hour and a half after, and then still have to play at the gig later, like just to interact with you. Yo, I saw you on the internet. I can't believe that. Yo, what you said about this was so like that.
Why do you
touched me
think
in
that
this way.
was so profound for you?
Because I feel like I've always merited being able to have positive influence over people,
Right.
and being able to motivate people to do dope shit. Like, so the intimacy of the setting
Right.
brought me, and like it touched me.
Because it came to hear what you had to say, what your thoughts were, what your...
Like it wasn't even
point of
like
view.
it wasn't even me saying like, because I don't like to teach per se. I like to discuss, and I like people to learn as a result of my mistakes,
Right.
and I like to hear how other people would tackle you know, and they kind of figure things out. I like to watch people figure things out on their own,
yeah.
as a result of stuff that I went through. You know what I mean? So it was just a case where like I was just like, yo, do you guys see anything? Like, was there anything that I did, or was there anything that I do that you guys kind of like, that y'all like, or that y'all, or why are you here? Like, yeah, like how your social media is dope. Like, yeah, how can I get my social media like that? Or let me see your page. What do you like? Like, what do you want people to think of you? And then we started a huge discussion in the room.
Right.
So you're now developing yourself and getting 60 other opinions, and it's like a eureka moment for you too, because it's like, yo, like it's saying that money can't buy you. You know what I mean? You can't sit down and go on the internet and figure out how to do this tailored for Leah or for Andre. So like, to be that, the intimacy of that, and just how everything kind of came about, and it's something that I'm definitely gonna do more of this year. That's what I liked.
I like that. So that brings me to my next question. Like, what do you think your purpose is?
I think that definitely has something to do with it. And that's why I want to do more of that, because that makes me feel fulfilled. I remember telling Daijiro after, Daijiro's my agent in Asia, I'm like, bro, I feel very fulfilled. I feel very good. I feel amazing. That made me feel so, to be able to watch the faces of these people, and to be able to dissect like issues that they would have, and then watch how their composure would change after they feel like a problem has been solved.
This goes back to your solution.
Like shit, but
Yes, but yeah. So what do you think your superpower is?
I don't know yet. I don't know. I think I'm good at a lot of things.
Yeah. What, based on feedback, what is the one thing that comes through to you?
I think a lot of people open up to me pretty easily. Mainly because when people talk, I like to listen to try to understand them.
Listen to understand.
Why, like understand. And then I start to ask questions like, so do you think that as a result of you like crossing the road like a week ago, like you think that would have had a reason why you would have done?
You could do my job.
You know, I don't know. I the only A that I got at UE was in psychology.
Well, look at that.
The only A.
But I also think that helps you on stage though, because communicate is part of the communication.
So I think, I mean, I'm not the best at communication, or some forms of communication. I'm still drilled for my lack of communication in certain aspects of my life.
I understand.
It is hard. I'm distracted easily, but I feel like people open up to me easily.
Having been a part of the music world, right? You are present to a lot of things. There are a lot of energies, you know, playing for 1,000 people, etc. How has that impacted you today? Who are you as opposed to 3 years ago when this all started? Positive and challenging.
I feel like as a result of being exposed to so many energies, there's the ability to lose yourself. You know what I mean? And there are a lot of strong energies out there, and you can be swayed very easily depending on the strength of the energy, you know what I mean, the magnitude. And I feel like that, being exposed to so much, but also being self-aware to an extent, allowed me to be more self-aware and then become more of an individual. I understand myself and the individuality and what I stand for, and stick to my morals and principles.
Do you think that came from your childhood at all?
It definitely did. I mean, it definitely did. My environment, my mom, the situation that we were in, the type of person that she is.
That Caribbean parent.
Yeah.
Who got you like an individual.
Yeah.
You doing that? Cause if your friend drop off a cliff. You gonna jump off a cliff too?
Being in a treehouse and making noise and getting called from down the gap because I'm not being able to go outside because just because so-and-so scream, you gonna scream? That make no sense. Didn't you think that screaming out, did that make? And this is a true story. I was literally grounded for screaming out for no reason in a treehouse that me and Justin King built, Just J.
Yeah.
We grew up together.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah. And I was grounded for that. So like, yeah, the childhood, yeah. Energies, definitely, yeah. I would say as well, it allowed me to understand more about people because especially coming from the Caribbean, like a lot of people, we tend to think, oh, what we experience is it. You know, but the world is a very big place.
Diverse.
A lot of people, a lot of different people do a lot of different things differently.
Different ways, yeah. And it's all right.
It's all right to somebody, and it's wrong to somebody. You know, so just being like, yo, okay, this is how. Acknowledge and accept. Fine, that's cool. That's how you do things. No problem. Yeah, as humans, we have to compromise if we want successful interaction and communication. You know, we all compromise. Sometimes I might prefer to stand. You might want to sit. Okay, cool. Well, you know what? The goal here is for somebody to acknowledge, yeah, we need to communicate. All right, cool. I'm gonna sit so that we can communicate. You know, like saying as simple as that.
So what are some of the challenges? And the reason I ask you this is from I don't know if your experience is similar to mine, but being a model and having to travel a lot as I learned everything that you described, right? And even me, I had my own individuality. Like the reason I never did drugs, for example, like in South Africa, they're like cocaine. I shouldn't say that, that's bad. But you know, it's a big world out there, like there are cocaine parties and stuff like that.
I was just at a festival where like, people around me were doing drugs, like, you know what I mean? And I was like, yo, somebody get me a beer, like, you know, like everybody. We were rolling a big group of us. You know what I mean? Like there were people around us doing drugs.
Exactly.
And I was like, all right, cool. Like, that's your thing, fine. But grab me a beer though, like, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, so similarly, like I traveled, lived wherever, and never did drugs because I could hear my mom in the back of my mind. Yeah, she's like, "You're an idiot," you know, that kind of thing. But
I never, like, I feel like. And it's just not, it's me personally because I'm afraid of myself. So like, I mean, I'm a very free spirit sometimes.
But very controlled.
Like, and so I think, okay, how would I be if I did this? I can't take certain drugs because I know I am very hyper and this is gonna make me jump off a building or some shit. Like, that is not advised. Don't do that, Andre. You're not trying to find out what's gonna happen. Yeah. All right? And it's just know yourself. Like,
yeah. And you have the ability to leave anything that's on your heart in this space for anybody who's watching. What would you say?
Watch this again and take notes. I would also say if there's anything that has helped in this process of me finding myself and me, I think this is the first time that I've been able to communicate this level of vulnerability, period. And I mean, I have a session with a therapist tomorrow.
Well, this was good priming.
Yeah, 100%. But I really want people to just understand that who you are now isn't necessarily who you will be tomorrow. And that's okay. As a matter of fact, that's great, you know. Take the example, take away from this that you can always be better. There's always a practice out there or a way of thinking out there that will help you to better yourself and to be a better person to other people, to serve your friends and your family better. There's nothing wrong with breaking yourself down and putting yourself in vulnerable positions in order to understand more about yourself so that you can grow. I mean, the example that I gave you before, like a flower has to shed its blossoms in order to, or in order for new flowers to grow. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like a lot of the time we're also like plants. You know, we have to break ourselves down and shake off what it is that we thought was cool. Like, because once this bark and this tree trunk once was protective, but it's no longer working for us. We gotta get rid of this and grow some
New skin.
New skin. You know?
Shed and grow. But yeah, and embrace it.
Yep.
And have grace.
Yep.
And be gentle with yourself and with others.
Yeah. It's an extremely difficult.
It is. But I think it's
process,
important that someone like you says this out loud. You know, people see the glamour of your life.
Yeah.
And they don't understand the behind the scenes. They don't understand the sacrifices. They don't understand what goes into a life like that. And also, they don't get the opportunity to connect with the evolution that the people that they idolize, you know, the evolution that they go through. And I think it's so important because we all go through the same things. Yeah. It doesn't matter what we do on this earth. We all have the same journey.
It's funny.
In essence.
Because I recently got into listening to Mac Miller's music. May he rest in peace. And a lot of things that he said on his songs, I felt personally. And I was like, yo, this guy killed himself though. This is how he was thinking. So like it then put me in a position where it's like, okay, yo, I now have to pay attention to myself because like I feel like do I have these tendencies too? Like
you have to take care of your...
I'm pretty sure I probably do. Like there were instances where I broke down completely and I was like, you know what, maybe if I was dead, things would be better. Like I had these thoughts. You know what I mean? So like it's crazy where it's like, but you have to be okay with that level of vulnerability and understanding while still having the boundary to put up to be like, all right, well, this isn't.
This is as far as I will go.
Yeah, this is as far as I will go. I'm not gonna go here because this is too far. But acknowledge where you are at and then do something about it. Yeah. You know? I felt that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That brings us to the end. Thank you.
Boom.